Hi, my name's Dan, I'm 32 years old, and I'm dating 5 of my childhood video game consoles. Morning, ladies! How'd you sleep?
Dan has been dating these consoles for over 30 years. Dan suffers from objectophilia, strong romantic feelings for inanimate objects.
At a very young age, I realized that something was different in my brain.
Yes, you can sit on my lap.
I refer to my consoles as her and she.
She likes to be teased.
Growing up, it wasn't necessarily about playing the games for me, it was more about spending time with the consoles. We love to cuddle.
How did you get in there, you?
Especially after a long video game session when her console is nice and warm. I just love feeling her against my body. Holding the controller was like holding their hand, and I could only hold their hand for so long. I wanted more. I needed more. Yeah, we get intimate. The Sega trusts me enough to let me play with their expansion port. What of it?
I used to know Dan when we were kids. We play video games together, hang out, normal kid stuff, and then started getting odd, you know?
I have a few friends that I grew up with that realized that my feelings towards consoles weren't the same as theirs. Yeah.
He didn't want to play on my console anymore, so I'd have to come to his place, and then he didn't want me using his controller, so I had to bring over my controller. Then he didn't want me using his system at all. I could only watch, and it was just really uncomfortable.
I feel like they would judge me, so I've cut ties with them.
I walked in on Dan doing things to that console I'm still working through with my therapist.
I can't be away from my consoles for more than 24 hours. They get me. Girls, not so much. What I really like about dating my consoles is that they come in all different shapes and sizes, which is great for me because I'm like a flavor of the week type of guy.
Today, Dan faces a new challenge.
My mother's been pressuring me to settle down, and it's tough when you're dating so many different girls. Nintendo, she was my first home console. We go way back. But sometimes she could be a little too old-fashioned, you know, doesn't really like to try new things, doesn't want to let her hair down.
A little more, a little more.
Oh, God. She's a bit square. Miss Sega Genesis. She's just so exotic. Her curves mega drive me wild. Mysterious, she's dark. She's just really cool. 1. Hang in there, baby. 2. Oh. She makes me feel cool. And then there's Super Nintendo. I mean, it's right there in the name. She's super. You know, sometimes she wants Mario, sometimes she wants Kirby. It's her game, I'm just playing it.
Can I show the nice man?
N64.
A lot of people were getting implants here, but I kept her all original.
She is 4-player, and I enjoy a party.
I know it tickles you, but you like that. I refer to these as her lips.
GameCube, I love her to death. She's a sweetheart.
Kiss her hand. Kiss her cheek. And noses. Noses are our favorite.
But she was born in 2001. She's only 16, and I don't know if I can wait 2 more years to settle down.
2 years from now, I'm going to open up all of her ports back here. The main port I'm excited to find out about is that high-speed port and what she's really capable of.
When I pick one to marry, I do think that I'm going to break some hard drives. Breaking hearts.
Dan's reluctance to settle down has surprisingly dark roots.
I didn't think we were going to talk about that. My first video game console was the Game Boy. Yeah, she's not around anymore. She lost all her lives.
Dan was reluctant to show us his Game Boy. He hadn't seen it in over 15 years.
It's hard to want to love again after losing Game Boy. Game Boy was my first love. She was my traveling buddy. We did everything together. Despite her name, she was all woman to me. The fact that it was my fault doesn't make it any easier. I just wish I could have held on to her a little tighter. I would tell Game Boy that she can never be replaced. I would tell her that I'll always love her. I would tell her that I need to move on with my life. And I would tell her that I hope God is playing with her every day, because those are the only fingers that I would want on my Game Boy besides my own. Sega Genesis, will you marry me? She said yes!
Hey, Daniel, son, how are you?
Mom, I'm engaged!
Okay, Daniel. Okay, who you engaged to?
I'm marrying Sega Genesis.
Okay. Is that a game they play on the TV or something?
Yes, but she's more than that to me, Mom.
Dan has finally made a decision, but the road ahead still has plenty of obstacles as he prepares for the wedding and the reaction of his friends and family. We'll do an update video with Dan in 6 months to see how it all went.